So the big question is this: how do most agents who struggle to get the information that most successful agents hoard to themselves grow and prosper without this information? That's the big question, and this video cast is the answer. Welcome to Real Estate Rockstars. I'm your host, Pat Hyben. Okay, Rockstar Nation, I have a great returning guest. Mr. James Shelby from Temecula, California is on the line, and James is knocking it dead. Been on the show once before, probably about 200 episodes ago, and I was excited to get him back to see what he is up to nowadays. So without further ado, James, welcome back to Real Estate Rockstars.
Mr. Pat Hyben, thank you for having me on again. I appreciate it.
Hey, James, why don't you tell everybody about yourself so they can get to know you better?
Well, last time I kind of gave the rundown of my story, so I'll keep it pretty brief. I've been in the business. This is going to be going into my 5th year. And last year we did, you want me to give the numbers now? Or?
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
Sure. I know you're getting into it. I've been a long-time listener. Long-time listener, so I know what the questions are here. So we'll get right into it. My total sales for last year, it's myself. Just to clarify, I have myself, and then I brought on a buyer's agent. I was just getting overwhelmed, and I brought her on about mid-year. So between her and I, we did 58 sales, totaling 390 in GCI, and then after paying her, we'll get into taxes. I don't know what that's going to end up being, but after marketing expenses, things like that, we're going to keep about 250 of that. So I was proud of that.
All right, cool. So that's awesome. And thanks for jumping right ready there. All right. So what's your market like there now?
You know, Pat, just like everyone else, we got hit pretty hard with the whole recession. And ever since, I would say, about 2013, the summer of 2013 is when we really started seeing an increase in prices. And it just has not stopped since then, especially the last year or two. Not a lot of inventory, low inventory, a lot of buyers, and prices just keep going up. Homes are selling quickly.
So when you say prices keep going up since 2013, if I bought a house in 2013 for, say, 300 grand, what would it be worth now?
Well, I'll give you an example of a house I bought in 2013. Actually, I bought it for $126,000. This is in a town over where it wasn't in Temecula. It was in a town over. I do a lot of business there. That home now is worth about $260,000.
Doubled.
Yes.
Doubled.
Double. Yep.
Huh. Do you know what that house would have sold for in 2007?
Well, it was a short sale, so I could tell you it sold brand new. It was built in 2007 for I believe it was $285,000.
So you're still below.
Excuse me.
The peak.
Still below the peak in that market, yes, in that particular town. Now, actually all around, yeah, we're within a 45-minute radius of where I live and work, we're still not quite to those 2007 prices yet.
That's interesting. Very interesting. And if people look at that peak, right, like it's like, oh, it's still below the peak, it's still a good deal, but what does the peak may have been wrong. I mean, it's interesting when you look at the same exact house and watch its history, right? Like you've done, how it went down, if it foreclosed on or short sale, went down, you bought it. Now it's gone back up, but not quite there. You'll eventually sell it.
Yeah. Well, I sold it probably a year or two early. I sold it for $238. So I sold a little too early. Maybe. I would have kept it, but the tax rate was just crazy in that neighborhood. I would have kept it as a rental, but I was giving away way too much in taxes. So,
like, what were the taxes on something like that?
the tax rate, when you add in the special assessments and all that garbage, was about 2.2%, which out here is a lot. Now I know you get into some states
So
that's not.
$5,000 a month you were paying on. I mean, $5,000 a year you were paying on that for a house you bought.
Yes,
For
and for
100,000.
a price for a house that price out here, it just didn't make sense.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. I mean, you're paying $200. No, you're paying $400.
Yeah, 400. Yep.
$400 a month just in taxes. Okay, cool. All right, so I want to talk to you a little bit about collaboration with lenders and title companies and that sort of thing. And I know you got something neat going on in that arena. So why don't you tell me about that?
Well, Pat, I've been listening to your show a long time, and I told you off the air that as a single agent or as a newer agent, I always enjoyed listening to agents that were single agents as well, right? So I wanted to talk about collaboration within the industry, and it's been a huge part of my success, and it's something I'm planning on doubling down in 2018 on. And I think, it's tougher when you're a brand new agent to collaborate with depending on your state, there are certain RESPA rules, right? What you can do regarding marketing and what lenders or title are allowed to do, helping you out monetarily, towards marketing. Yep. So, but even before I was selling a lot of properties, I found that the best way to, I guess, how can I say it? When we get into the business, a lot of, I think, agents treat other agents like everyone's my competition. It's dog eat dog. I'm not going to share anything with anyone. I kind of did the opposite. I developed great relationship with agents within the industry. And I can't stress how important that is to new agents or even agents that have been in the business a long time. I'll give you an example. When I got into this business, I went into the local board, and I met an agent who was getting their license at the same time. We were just basically getting the business in the same time, and we developed a friendship. We exchanged numbers, and about a year later, we both went in. We combined our numbers. And we actually tackled a huge shark in our industry, an investor who owned about 150 homes. And, on my own or on his own, I don't think we would have been able to get this guy's attention.
What does that mean, you tackled him?
Meaning, we went in, I had been trying to contact this guy forever, and he wasn't giving me the time of day. Finally was able to set an interview with this guy because I wanted to earn his business, right? I wanted to help him buy and sell.
The guy that's buying and selling rental properties.
Yes, correct. Flips, but mainly buy and holds. And so I collaborated with this local agent, and I said, hey, let's put our numbers together. Let's create almost like a resume, like a business, like if you were going to get a job interview. We went in, we put this together, and we were able to start doing business with this guy. Now, obviously, we're splitting it all because we went in on it together. But had I not collaborated with this agent, I think we did about 15 deals with this agent last year together. Had we not, gone in together and shared the knowledge that we had, we wouldn't have been able to tackle this guy. And that's just one form of collaboration. Another one is if you've got a lender that you can partner with that's willing to do some marketing with you. I know in a lot of cases, lenders can split up to 50% on, say, Zillow marketing or Facebook marketing or any type of flyers. Take big advantage of collaboration because I think it's going to be something that a lot of agents overlook.
I want you to think about the word toolbox. What is a toolbox? A toolbox is a box full of tools that you use to build something great. At Real Estate Rockstars, we've created our own free toolbox. So everybody that comes on the show as a guest brings a tool with them, and we plow them all into this toolbox, and we give it away for our viewing audience to basically use as they wish. Everything we put in there is an actionable item that can be downloaded, can be printed, can be used immediately. And we got things like scripts and dialogues, checklists for teams, checklists to keep agents accountable, referral forms that are filled out at settlement to get referrals by your buyers and sellers. Everything you could think of that you could use on a regular basis about real estate is included in this toolbox. And it's helping agents worldwide sell more houses and make their jobs a lot easier and processes much more efficient. And the thing is, it's absolutely free. All you got to do is go to hibandigital.com/toolbox or text the word toolbox to 444-999. That's toolbox 444-999. Do it now. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so give me some examples like how you're collaborating. What does that mean?
So, for example, when I got into the business, again, I didn't have the clout or the numbers to go to an agent at that, or to go to a lender at that time and say, hey, give me X amount of dollars a month for marketing and I'll turn it into more money for you. I didn't really have anything to back that up. So I actually collaborated with a younger lender and we started doing marketing videos together. Really nice, stylized type of marketing videos that really stood out. No one else was really doing anything like this at the time. Now, since we started doing that, we've had a lot of copycat people in our local market doing the same thing, which is fine. But that was huge for local brand recognition because we were putting these, not only was I putting them out on my social media, Facebook, all that, he was doing the same thing. So we've got double the audience on these things. And it was a way for us to collaborate and help each other grow without me having my hand out asking for, marketing money, so to speak. It was more a way for us to both grow at the same time without having to spend a lot of money. That was a huge part of the success that I had early on as well. So, I tell agents, make sure that you're not afraid to share or collaborate with other agents, and then especially reach out to lenders, reach out to title companies, reach out to escrow, whoever's willing to collaborate with you. It can pay dividends in the long run.
Right. Okay, so I agree with that, and I think that more agents should do that, and I think more agents try to, tackle the world by themselves. So
yes,
I like that. So, all right, I want to talk to you a little bit about your digital billboard. Why don't you tell me about that?
Yeah, it's 2018 now, and let's face it. I was at a restaurant the other day. And I was in Las Vegas with my family, and I just kind of took a look around the restaurant, and I noticed that at every table, there's about average 3 or 4 people at every table, and out of the 3 or 4, at least 2 of them were looking down at their phones. And
I believe that.
It's sad. I don't know what that says about our society, but it's just a fact, right? We're all got our phones in front of our faces.
Except for, Steve Jobs predicted that before the iPhone even came out. He predicted that the phone will be an appendage of the body one day, and that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah, he predicted it all right, and it's definitely coming to fruition. Now, the big thing used to be, right, if you're a local business, if you can just get on the billboard of your local town or the main drag, or if you can get on the freeway billboard, then you're going to have a lot of eyeballs on you. And that's still the case. People are still driving by. But what I've implemented just recently, and I think it's going to be huge for our growth here in 2018, is setting up, most agents have a Facebook business page, right? So you can go in, and if you don't know how to do this, ask someone or find out, because there's someone out there that will know how to do this. And again, Pat, I'm not a big proponent of dropping a lot of money on marketing, or I'm not one of those agents that says, spend a ton of money, but you can do for, I'd say, anywhere from $50 to $150 a month, create a small ad on Facebook that will basically, you can target it down to where people in your local marketplace are going to be seeing your face, almost like a digital billboard, reoccurring every single day or every single week. And this is something that I've already gotten multiple leads off of this type of an ad. And I call it just a digital billboard. It's a way to stay top of mind in your local market. People are seeing this every single day or every week, and it's something that I would definitely urge other agents to do as well, because instead of paying $5,000 a month to be on a billboard, you drop a couple $100, if that, and you're going to get as many eyeballs on your ad as you would on a billboard.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. And the cost is drastically different, right? I mean,
Absolutely,
massively
yes.
different.
And
If you're
to
not,
add to that real quick, Pat, if you have a website, I'd say add the link or something to that digital billboard, maybe a little shop now button or a, search homes here button, because they might see it 2 or 3 times and maybe they're in the market for a house, but they have their aunt's a realtor or something. And then, after the 5th time they see it, they think, you know what, let me just jump on here and see what they have to offer. And, before you know it, they're filling out your search criteria and you got their information there. So you can dig into that a little deeper with setting up landing pages and all that. But I definitely advise most agents to have some sort of a digital billboard, $50, $75 a month. It's well worth it.
Yeah, yeah. How are you getting listings now in this tough market of yours?
Well, I'll be honest. I think, Pat, I think most of the country, I mean, I don't know, what's your market out there doing? Is it still going up? Is it hanging steady?
Yeah, I mean, markets, I'm in 2 markets. I live in Maryland and in South Carolina, and both markets are hot. Both markets are hot, real hot, like burning hot, right?
Yeah, I hear you. And most markets, from what I'm hearing around the nation, I talk to a lot of agents all over the United States, and most markets are hot, right? So what I've been doing and what I'm going to double down on this year, because it's working so well, it'd be stupid not to. I've been doubling down on the circle prospecting. So because homes have come up so high, and if you're not looking into the market every day like we are, a lot of homeowners don't realize what homes are worth right now. A lot of them still think, the market is what it was 2 or 3 years ago. And what I've been doing is every home, when I list a home, I'll call the whole neighborhood, and you can get these numbers, because that's always the question. Well, where do I get the numbers? There's a couple different companies you can get the numbers from. So there's one called Cole, C-O-L.
Yeah, Cole Directory, right?
Cole Directory, you can Google it. If you have RedX, you can do geo leads there. But circle prospecting, I literally listed 3 houses on one street because of circle prospecting.
Okay, so wait a minute. Let's go back there. Tell me how you did that. Like, walk us through that.
I'll walk you right through it. So I took a listing that was a referral on a street, and obviously we sold that one. It sold above list price, and what I did.
So that was just a normal referral, dum-da-dum-da-dum, and then
normal referral. When that one sold, I called about 300 homes around that neighborhood.
And what'd you say?
And I'll basically just said, this is James Shelby with Signature Real Estate. I just sold one of your neighbor's homes around the corner. It sold for X amount. Or what I usually like to say, Pat, especially if there's something that, if we had multiple offers or it sold above list price, I'll usually say, you know what, we had, and I'm enthusiastic about it. I say, hey, you know what, we had 4 offers on this property. It sold above list price in 2 days on the market. Are you thinking about making a move yourself? Or I'll say, when are you thinking about making a move? And, it's a numbers game, obviously, but when the market's hot and I don't see it slowing down this year, sometimes that number that homes sell for is a shock to people. And if they were thinking about making a move, and sometimes even if they weren't, if they realize, hey, I can make $100,000 on my house that I bought 3 years ago, a lot of times it gets people thinking. So
yeah, people love that. I mean, so like, are these cell phone numbers and home lines?
Now on RedX, you can get cell phone numbers. I believe Cole, you can get cell phone numbers as well. I've found more success getting people on the landlines, but I do both.
I want you to think about the word toolbox. What is a toolbox? A toolbox is a box full of tools that you use to build something great. At Real Estate Rockstars, we've created our own free toolbox. So everybody that comes on the show as a guest brings a tool with them, and we plow them all into this toolbox, and we give it away for our viewing audience to basically use as they wish. Everything we put in there is an actionable item that can be downloaded, can be printed, can be used immediately. And we got things like scripts and dialogues, checklists for teams, checklists to keep agents accountable, referral forms that are filled out at settlement to get referrals by your buyers and sellers. Everything you could think of that you could use on a regular basis about real estate is included in this toolbox. And it's helping agents worldwide sell more houses and make their jobs a lot easier and processes much more efficient. And the thing is, it's absolutely free. All you got to do is go to hibandigital.com/toolbox or text the word toolbox to 444-999. That's toolbox 444-999. Do it now. Yeah. And that always used to work good for me too, was, just, hey, I just sold this house. I'm looking for more inventory, bottom line. And the funny thing is an agent like you, right? A single agent, not a big team, can be a neighborhood expert with one listing. And a matter of fact, you can be a neighborhood expert with one listing 3 miles away, right? You could just be like, I sold a house on, 123 Lingate Court, and I'm calling around to, find some more inventory because I'm still getting buyer calls off the sign, because even though it's sold. And, that could be 3 miles away, and they might search in their mind for a minute. What the hell is Lingate Court? Well, it must be one of those streets. I can never remember the streets around here. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Not everybody sits there and looks at all the damn streets in their neighborhood.
Yeah, absolutely. And the best thing about calling these just sold, circle prospecting homes is no one's calling them. So, you get up and you call your expireds, you call your for sale by owners, and they're yelling at you because you're the 50th person to call them.
Yeah.
You'll nail some. I mean, we still list expireds, and it's still part of what we do. But when you're calling on these circle prospecting, they're not usually going to yell at you. I mean, they might not need they might not be wanting to sell. But when you do get the one, you're usually the only person that is, there's no competition really.
Right.
You're the guy.
100%, yeah.
And the proof's in the pudding because you just sold their neighbor's house for $6,000 over asking or whatever.
Yeah.
They know you can get the job done.
Wow. So, James, you've done a really good job in 5 years of making yourself stand out in the crowd. Whenever I see photos of you and when you've come in on the show, like today, you're wearing this incredible suit with, with a vest and everything. So tell me about that. Like, why do you do that? And obviously you're conscious about standing out. And so talk to me about that a little bit.
Pat, I think almost above everything else since I got in the industry, and it's sad that this is the case, but people know me for being the guy that dresses up and is the sharp, dapper, whatever you want to call it guy. And I think that if you can find something like that, some sort of a niche, I guess, use it to your advantage. But, even just dressing the part, I think this industry has gotten really, really watered down. The barrier to entry is so low, right? That every Tom, Dick, and Harry is getting their real estate license, which is fine. But, you have agents showing up in flip-flops and tank tops, and even just, jeans and a button-up is fine, I guess. But if you really want to set yourself apart from 95% of agents in the industry, it goes a long way to upgrade everything about yourself. Upgrade your haircut, your grooming, upgrade your wardrobe. And that doesn't mean you have to spend a lot of money. I think that's a common misconception that people think, oh, I don't have the money for the $1,000 tailored suits. You don't need that. You can go to, maybe H&M is a bad example now that they're in the news negatively recently, but there are places you can go and get a nice suit that'll fit good for not a lot of money.
Right.
And, I've found that when you're standing in line, even at the store, and you're dressed to the nines, people ask you, well, hey, what are you dressed up for? Oh, well, you know what? I sell real estate. And then you already started a conversation with someone that
Yeah. People,
might
I mean, I used to do the same thing when I was in the business and
Yep.
growing my business. And people used to always think I was a lawyer because I always wore a tie and everything. You know what I mean? But like, no, I'm a real estate agent, and here's my card. But no, I love it. I love it. You gotta, it helped me because I always look so young, right? It helped me look serious. And I
Yes.
think that people like to work with serious professionals. You don't want to hire a lawyer that's goofy. You don't want to hire a doctor that's goofy. Yet to some degree, you want them to be serious. And I think the same thing is with a real estate agent. You're paying them big bucks. You want them to be serious. There's no way to say I'm serious, that's better than, dressing to the nines, right?
Absolutely. And it gives people something to talk about, I mean, especially if you're putting it out there. I know we went over social media a lot last time, so I won't dig too much into it. But, if you're constantly putting yourself out there as the professional, as the one that dresses up and gets the job done, if you go on an appointment you're going against 3 other agents, and, 2 of them showed up in, jeans, and you come in
Right.
looking like you stepped out of GQ.
Boom.
I think chances of going up, getting that appointment goes up, getting that listing
I
goes
know
up.
I've gotten listings like that before. I've
Yes.
gotten listings of major competitors just from being better dressed, believe it or not, because they said, hey, you guys are more serious, or you're serious.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, and I think the public unfortunately sees real estate agents as everyone's the same. Oh, you guys are all the same, and I'll just
Right.
hire the cheapest one. But if you can set yourself apart as a professional, obviously you're studying your scripts, your listing appointment, all that stuff. But then on top of that, you're dressed professionally, and you present yourself in a professional manner. You're gonna do a lot more business than you would in flip flops, And I can already hear, I can see the people rolling their eyes now. I mean, there's a lot of agents that they don't like when I say that, and then they'll fight me on it, which is fine. To each their own. I don't begrudge anyone that doesn't want to dress up, but I found for myself that it's been it's worked out to my advantage.
Yeah, 100%. I get it. All right. Well, listen, James, this has been awesome, buddy. I really appreciate you coming back.
No,
I'm
I
going to put
appreciate
all the
having me.
information we talked about on hibandigital.com/ James Shelby 2, the number 2. James Shelby, the number 2. And James, everybody that comes on today brings a free gift that the Rockstar Nation, can use in their daily business, and we put it in our agent success toolbox. What did you bring everybody today?
I'm going to give them a list of different ways you can get a listing. So different sources, so to speak. So I'll give them a list of different ideas maybe they haven't thought of, different ways to go after listings.
That's awesome. So, guys, if you want that, grab it off of James's show notes. You could also get it in the Agent Success Toolbox by going to hibandigital.com/toolbox or texting the word toolbox to 444-999. It will be in there along with all the other tools that agents have brought. James, you're awesome, buddy. I really appreciate you coming by the
Thank
show
you, Pat.
today, and best of luck to you. If I'm ever in Temecula, I will look you up and we'll break some bread.
All right. I love that. Thanks, Pat.
I want you to think about the word toolbox. What is a toolbox? A toolbox is a box full of tools that you use to build something great. At Real Estate Rockstars, we've created our own free toolbox. So everybody that comes on the show as a guest brings a tool with them, and we plow them all into this toolbox, and we give it away for our viewing audience to basically use as they wish. Everything we put in there is an actionable item that can be downloaded, can be printed, can be used immediately. And we got things like scripts and dialogues, checklists for teams, checklists to keep agents accountable, referral forms that are filled out at settlement to get referrals by your buyers and sellers. Everything you could think of that you could use on a regular basis, about real estate is included in this toolbox, and it's helping agents worldwide sell more houses and make their jobs a lot easier and processes much more efficient. And the thing is, it's absolutely free. All you got to do is go to hibandigital.com/toolbox or text the word toolbox to 444-999. That's toolbox 444-999. Do it now.